So, so we'll move to the second program. Okay. Okay. So before I move to the second program, so I thought of explaining something related to how exactly the programs are executed in programming language. Just let us recap the concept of C programming so that so in Java it will become easy for us to learn. Okay. You just to look at this screen. Yes. Okay. See, if you look at this screen, that is the image file, what I have put it on the screen. When we consider the C program or C++ program, so how exactly it works, let us try to understand. That means starting point. So when we write the program and when we start analyze the program, we are familiar with it. Okay, to write logic or to do some calculations, to trace the program, we know that. But at the starting point, how it works, let us try to know. Okay, because it will help in Java programmers. Okay. So if you look at this diagram, okay, see whenever we open the Turbo C editor and start working with the C program, Turbo C editor or any editor we can consider, and when we just write the program, so what happens? So generally, when we consider the softwares, okay, there are two types of software: system software and application software. Okay, system software is related to totally system related it is. So in that main system software is operating system. Okay, when it comes to application software, we have many application software. For example, if we work with internet, we open web browser. So that is one application software. And if we want to type a document and get the printout of it, so generally we open MS Word. Okay, so that is one application software. Similarly, if you want to develop softwares by using one programming language, such as C language, so C language is an application software. Okay, see, application software works with the help of system software itself because application software doesn't work without the help of system software. That is, the main applications of system software here is OS. We have to consider the operating system as the main system software, without which computer hardware doesn't work. And even any of the application softwares, it doesn't work without operating system. Okay. Now, when we consider C programming language or the C software as the application software, so when we open the Turbo C editor or any editor and start writing the program, so we write the program lines, okay, but if you forget to write main function, that program doesn't work in case of C and C++. Okay, but in Java there are two types of writing program, either with the main function, or if you write a Java applet programming, their main function will not be there, so that's a different way of writing program. But in C and C++, compulsory main function is required. Okay, now you look at this screen. So I have written a simple program which contains main function. See, when we look at this program, yes, output of this is nothing, just a blank screen. Okay, it's okay, whatever it is, but we will see how it works. Okay, see, when application softwares are open, operating system will give program control to that application software. You consider any application software, operating system will give the control to the operating system will give the control to the application software. So here, example, C program, C language. Okay. So when operating system gives control to the C language, uh, when we write the program, in the program it gives control to the main function. So if you look at this arrow mark, will come to know operating system will give the control to the main function. Okay. Once program is executed, after the job is done, again application software return control back to the OS. So that is the process of software, system software and application software. Okay. Operating system is the system software. So just look at the control here. Okay. And wherever there is a program control flow, see, not only in case of programming language, program control in the sense with respect to any software you can consider. Okay. The programs are nothing but softwares. So when there is a program control flow, two things we have to consider: only control or control with value. Okay, control with or without value. Okay. See, from operating system there is a program control flow to the main function. Main function starts working. After the end of the task, it returns back to the control to the operating system. When it returns control back to the operating system, see, there are two ways of returning control. One with control without value, another control with value. Okay. So here we will consider control without value. So control without value in the sense, in the main function at the end of this main function, if I write return statement keyword, there is a keyword called as return. write return with some value, say for example 0, that is nothing but control with value, return 0. If I don't write return statement and the value, that is without any value. In that case, what we do generally, you just look at this main1.c. What I have written, I have written the keyword called as void, that is return type. So when I write the keyword void meaning nothing, empty. Why we have the right void here means indicating that main function will return back the program control without a value. So I have written the wordings here, control without value. So main function will return the control without value. Okay. So the thing is here, when programming languages are executed and programs are executed in programming language, operating system will give the control to the programming language. Okay, so your operating system is giving control to the main function is returning back control to the operating system. So just look at this description. The main.c is a C program and the main function is the function in it. C++ programs execution starts from the main function, right? In the above program, the main function does not return any value to the operating system, so the data type, that is return type, is void. Okay. So now you just look at this simple program where I have written printf function. So there I have displayed the message welcome to C. So that means when C program takes control from operating system, it starts working. So here 3 lines are there. So first line of execution, what you have to consider is main function along with the starting point, that is opening brace. Second line of execution is printf statement. Third line of execution is closing brace. So that value is printed, that message is printed, welcome to C. And of course, I hope you people know, if we don't write clear screen statement, whatever the previous output is present on the console, that is displayed. So in this case, C turbo, C3, bin, TC, this is present. Even though it is not present in our program, but it is displayed on the screen because clear screen is not used. Okay, that's the different thing. Okay. Now, why did I tell all these things is like, in case of Java language, what happens when programs are executed, which contains main function, here one more step will come in between operating system and main function. One more step will come. That means one more software, or we can consider program will come. That is interpreter. So we have to consider the interpreter. Interpreter will give the control to the main function. That means interpreter makes main function to work. Here, how operating system makes main function to work. In case of Java language, interpreter makes main function to work. So now we will go to that part. Okay. Okay. You see here. Yes, if we look at the first program, in this program, we will consider the main program C. Just like C++ program, here also main function is there. So if main function starts, if main function wants to do work means, interpreter should give control. That means interpreter should make main function to work. In case of C and C++, directly operating system will make main function to work. Here interpreter. So interpreter is another thing. That means this program itself is not interpreter. So this program is our program. Interpreter is one software, just like operating system and main function. So interpreter is outside of this program, right? Interpreter is outside of this program. So if interpreter wants to call this main function, interpreter cannot call actually, because see, whenever things are written within class, remember, whenever things are written within class, it is nothing but like a security. We are providing security. But if you consider in C and C++ program, you just look at this diagram. Okay, in this diagram I have not written public void main. If you observe, I have not written public void main because I have not written this function inside the class. So operating system will directly call this function. Operating system can give the program control directly to the main function. That means it is not written in class. So in case of Java program, what happens? Because we write inside the class, it is nothing but a security. Okay. So when we write inside the class, what happens? Nobody can access this main function. No other programs or softwares can access this main function. But still interpreter can access this main function. How means? Because of the keyword public. Okay. So when we write some concept, some functions within the class means within the opening brace and closing brace of the class, other programs can access those functions or data if they are used by the keyword public. If we write the keyword public, then only we can access. So here it is the explanation. You just observe here. Okay. So public is a keyword and an access specifier. When so just observe this. Public is a keyword and an access specifier. When a class member is preceded by public, then that member may be accessed outside the class in which it is defined. See here, outside the class means interpreter. So interpreter you have to consider outside the class. That means which is not related to our program, but still it can access the main function because we have declared the main function as public. So in interview they will ask this question: why we are writing public keyword for the main function in Java program? So the answer should be interpreter should access the main function. Interpreter should call the main function, then Java program starts working. Because interpreter is outside the class, that means it is not part of our program. Interpreter can call the main function only if it is declared as public. If it is declared as private, we cannot call it. Okay. So this is about main public access specifier. So I think yesterday we have discussed about this program in detail. So now we will move to the second program. Okay, so we'll move to the second short program. Okay. Okay. Yes. So here also we have written all the code within the class only. Okay. Then I have given the class name as example one. So you just observe the word example. After that, digit one I have given. So this is an identifier. Whenever we give an identifier, we can give the digits after the letter, but not before the letter. If suppose if I have given like this, one example, so this is invalid identifier. Okay, digits should not come at the first place. First, you have to write letter or an underscore. Then afterwards, you can write any number of digits. So I have written digit one after the word example, and you cannot put space and write one. Okay, this is also not allowed. Blank spaces are not allowed in identifiers. Okay, so I have written example one like this. So class name is example one. Inside that, I have written main function, and main function is present inside the class called example one. So this file name will be example1.java. Okay, so as we have discussed, in which class you write the main function, and the file name should be of that class. That's all. Okay. Next, so I have taken one variable num. I have assigned the value num is equals to 100. System.out.println. See, I have used here println. There are two functions, print and println. So I will tell you about that. So the num is this is num value which will print. Num is equals to num into 2. So next statement I have written only print. So I will tell you the difference here. Okay, the value of num into 2 is then word num. Okay, now we will see the output. So what will be the output here? Okay. Okay. See, whenever we write the print or println functions in Java, it will display the output, either the string or a argument. Okay. Argument in the sense, see, first I will tell you about string. When we write within the double quotes, that is treated as a string. Okay. And outside the double quotes, it is treated as argument in case of C and C++. But here what happens in Java, whenever we write anything within the println or print function, see whatever we write within opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis. So this is an opening parenthesis, this is the closing parenthesis. Everything will be considered as a string. So this point you have to remember. Whenever we write within print or println function in Java, everything is considered as string. Here we get a question. The question is, yes, we have written within the double quotes, this is num. Yes, that is printed as it is. But if 100 is treated as string, actually 100 is an integer value. So it should print as it is. So it should not consider as string actually. What happens here is, in Java, when we put a plus symbol, okay, plus symbol, it will concatenate. Concatenate means it will combine. So it will combine this string, that is this is num, with the string num. See, num is actually the variable of type integer. Okay, but when we write in println or print function, it will be treated as a string. When it treats as string, what happens if we just write like this? It will not print. Okay, if we write like this, it will not print because it is treated as a string. See, whenever we have two strings, two or more strings, we need to combine. Then only we can get the total string. But here you see, okay, this is a string. I agree. Okay, this is also string. Yes, but I want to come. I need to combine this. Then only I can get full output. If you write separately, it will not print. We'll get error. So to combine two strings, in case of C and C++, we have the function called as I hope you people remember strcpy. Okay, strcpy is a function. Str stands for string, cpy stands for copy. String copy is there. Sorry, strcat, string concatenate. It is called as string concatenate. Concatenate means to combine. Okay. In Java also we have functions. Before we go to that functions, plus operator itself makes us concatenate. It works like a concatenation function, plus operator. So this is first string, this is second string, these two are combined and it is printed on the output, that is console screen. Okay, so this is num, the value 100 is also treated as string, which is combined with this is num string and it is printed. Next, num is equals to num into 2, 100 into 2, 100 into 2 is 200, the new value of variable num will be 200. Now you see, because we have written ln means next line, ln stands for next line. See, after printing this particular line, the mouse cursor should go to the next line. So only in the output what happens, after printing this line, this is num, the mouse cursor will go to the next line. Okay, if at all, if I have not written ln, if I have written only print, so this line will appear here only. It will not go to the next line. So in case of C and C++, we have, I think you people remember, \n. \n stands for new line. Okay. And in C++, one more thing is there, end the line, which we use in cout statement. But in Java, we have print ln. Ln stands for next line. Okay. So if I don't write ln in the first print function, so two sentences will print on the same line. Okay. So we have to write ln here. Okay. Then next line is num is equals to num into 2. So it will calculate the new value of num is 200. In the next line, I have written only print function. So what happens here is the value of num into 2. So this is the string, right? So this is printed as it is up to here. The value of num is with colon symbol and also with blank space. It is printed as it is. Actually, see, I have written one more statement, that is print function. In the program, I have written in the next line, but in the output, it will not come in the next line because here I have not written ln. Here I have not written ln. So this value will appear in the same line. So these two sentences will appear in the same line in the output. Okay, the value of num is after that, there only it will continue. So value 200 will be printed in the same line. If I write ln here, okay, so this 200 would have come in the next line. Understood? So because I have not written ln here, so after printing the value of num into 2 is, so this 200 will appear in the same line. Okay, this is the functionality of ln and without ln, that is only print function. Okay. In this program, it is all about this only, that is ln and without ln function. And one more point is concatenate. So plus symbol is used to concatenate two strings, that is to combine two strings. Okay. So now we will see in detail of this program. Okay. From the program, consider the line system.println. This is num. Okay. This is num colon and one blank space. Okay. Plus num. In the above statement, plus symbol causes the value of num to be appended to the string that precedes it. Appended means to combine with this string. So this is the first string. This is the second string num. It will combine with this string. Okay. Precedes means before. So before this, the string is this is num. It will combine to that string. Here, sum is first converted from an integer to string equivalent and then concatenated with the string that precedes it. Resulting string is the output. Okay, see what they're telling is like first, actually the variable num contains 100, right? 100 is an integer value. So this integer will convert to string first because it is written in print statement, system.out.println. So system.out.print or system.out.println, in both the functions, whatever we supply, it is treated as string only. So first integer will be converted to string equivalent. When it converts to string equivalent, see, whenever we have two or more strings, those strings to be combined. Then only we get final string. Okay. So first string is this is num, second string is num. Those two strings should be combined with the operator plus. Then we get the final string. this is num 100. Okay, so they're telling num is first converted from an integer to a string equivalent and then concatenated. Concatenated means combined with the string that precedes. Resulting string is the output. String means resulting the string is this one, that is the sorry uh, this is num 100. This is the final string. We get the output. Okay. Next, consider the lines. The value of num into 2 is and system.out.println num. Okay. See, whereas for the last statement, if you use ln or if you don't use ln also, it is same, because after that no more statements are present. If there are any more statements, then you would have used ln depending on the requirement. Okay. Here, the built-in function print is used to display the string, the value of num is. Then the string is not followed by the new line. That means I have not used ln, so they are telling it is not followed by the new line. The print method is just like println, except that it does not output the new line character after each call. See, whenever we consider the functions, for functions we use this word call. Call means when functions are called, it starts working. When functions are not called, functions will not work. Okay, print is a function, println is a function. Difference is println will take the mouse pointer to the next line in the output, whereas print function, the mouse pointer will stay back in the same line. Next, we use println, so the output is the value of num into 2 is 200. Okay, fine. So before I go to the keywords, if people have any doubts with respect to this program, you can ask. And with respect to previous program also, if you have any doubts, you can ask, because in all the programs, we will not discuss about this statement, that is public static void main. Okay, only in the first program. From the remaining programs, we discuss whatever we have written in the main function. Okay. So when we learn programming languages, the important things are, if you consider any programming language, keywords, identifiers, variables. Okay, keywords are the words which have predefined meaning in the programming language itself. If you consider C, C++, Java, Python, any programming language, there will be some keywords. Even in SQL also we have the keywords. Structured programming language, which is related to database, there also we have the keywords. Yes, sir. It starts from left to right. In case of print function, system.out.println. Okay, now we will move to the Java keywords. Okay. So there are 49 reserved keywords in Java, currently defined in Java as shown in the below table. These keywords cannot be used as names for variable, class, or a method. See, when we consider the keywords, words which have predefined meaning. Best example what I can give is like dictionary words of English. So when we have started learning English, generally we followed the dictionary. Dictionary means where we have the words with the meaning. The meanings of those words we have not changed at all. That means we don't have rights to change. Only thing is we can use those meanings in our English language, that is wherever in the paragraph or while speaking, depending on the context. That's all. But we don't have rights to change the meaning of those words. Just like dictionary words in English, in programming language we have keywords which have predefined meaning, and we will not change the meanings of those keywords. Only we can use in the program. And while using, we have to follow one rule. That rule is all the letters of the keyword should be written in lowercase letters. Unless and until if the keyword itself is defined in uppercase letter, we have to use in lowercase letters only. If you look at this list, abstract, assert, boolean, break, byte, case, catch, char, class. So these are, we have defined itself in lowercase letters. So we have to use in lowercase letters only. So we should not change in uppercase. Now the question is, if, for example, if by mistake or knowingly if I change one letter of any keyword to uppercase, what happens? Okay.